What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to CM Aviation. Hope you have a fantastic day today. And today we have yet another 1-200 model unboxing for you all. Today we have the Gemini200 1-200 scale Qantas Boeing 737-800, and this aircraft is in the newer revised livery. A huge shout out to Brad for the board down here, custom airport panels. Check it out, link in the description. CM Aviation, $5 off. Just want to say that in case the lighting gets a little too tough and I gotta use the box for a prop. Anyway, here is the box. So as you can tell, it's looking very good. Gemini200, Qantas, CGI, Boeing 737-800, V2, QFA878. This was $50 on eBay, and I saw many of these during the unbelievably just incredible around the world extravaganza 2019 release. So yeah, feeling very fortunate to have this. Let me just back it up a little bit. So hopefully we can maximize what light is left, because it is near sundown time and I want to show off Brad's amazing work. So here it is, the Qantas 737-800, and this aircraft is just stupendous, and I got thumbnail already. Okay, we're good. So yeah, I'm really happy to have this aircraft. I think it looks really nice. I love Qantas' 737s. I love the Kangaroo, and just a huge shout out to all my fellow Aussies. Like, if I had to move out of the United States, I would probably pick Australia. If I had to move to a different continent, I think Australia is where I would pick. But people are so nice. It's very safe. Obviously, you have to pay a little bit more money, but you know, jobs do pay well, and it really is a cool place. You know, just the people are awesome. So, and the aviation is too. I'm not gonna lie, the aviation's really cool, but this was awesome to see so many plane spotters and so many people that were so engaged. And I really, that really struck a chord with me in regards to remembering that. So we're very fortunate. There's many great places in the world to check out aviation, whether it's Australia, the United States. I think personally is pretty good. Europe's also phenomenal in most places, and yeah, quite a few cool places around the world. And obviously there's some challenging places to, you know, get involved with aviation, which is a bummer. I'm not going to deny that there are some places in the world where it doesn't happen. This trip definitely taught me that, and there was quite a few places where I did good, and there was quite a few places where there wasn't much I could do. But anyway, I still had a great time, and yeah, very happy to share it all with you, and stay tuned for even more. But we gotta get models in the meantime to represent it, and this Qantas is going to be a great way to do that. So a great memory, very excited to have it, and yeah, there's just a great trip, and excited to continue to acquire aircraft from the
Wildcat Diecast. Has some of the best model aircraft deals out there. From great prices to all the brands to free shipping, Wildcat Diecast has you covered. This model aircraft retailer is a game changer and saves you money with every order. Save even more money with discount code CM Aviation for 10% off. Be sure to check out Wildcat Diecast and bring those amazing deals to your model aircraft collection today.
incredible extravaganza. So without any further delay or any further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Here's the cockpit window along with the nose cone. Unfortunately, the seller did sell it, and I probably could have paid a little bit more attention to the photos, but the gear were not ever present in the listing. I don't know if it was ever put in the description or not. I don't remember it. I think I would have caught it, but again, I was just really jumping. So unfortunately, as a result, it's just gear up, but I'm personally not too bothered by it. But yeah, definitely read eBay if you're buying off of eBay. Read those descriptions and make sure. Again, it very well could have been there, but anyway. You get the Kangaroo right there with the circle, pitot tubes and whatnot. And then you head over to the L1 door with the One World logo, which is look quite nice. So yeah, very happy with those details. Now we're a little bit more in focus there. First class on the aircraft, obviously what you would expect. And then you get the Qantas billboard titles, which look quite nice. So this is the revision. Obviously they had the very bold font previously. Now it's a little bit thinner. I like both of them, to be honest. I think this one is definitely more sleek and modern and was the right choice, though. I do really like their original one as well, so pretty cool. But you have the beacon up there on the top, and then the antenna, followed by the CF56 down here in the wing group. Pretty good detail here. There is a little bit of wing flex, but again, not a huge deal, especially since I'm going to be representing this in-flight aircraft, since that's my only option. But you can see here the Kangaroo on the CFM looks pretty nice, and yeah, just more good detail throughout, and it's a very stellar looking plane in quite a few aspects, so big fan of that. But the wing root's very good, and you have the winglet there as well that looks quite nice. I'm going to throw this aircraft back a little bit so you can see the Boeing 737-800 right there, so that's very nice. You got the stand, that looks really cool as well, and then you got the antennas on the bottom. You got two of them, and they're both red and white, so that's nice. And then you got the emergency exit pad, as you would expect. And then Qantas is pretty unique in that they put their Boeing 737-800 titles in the middle of the aircraft. That's not very common. Typically, you're going to see that towards the end of the aircraft. sometimes at the beginning, but yeah, in the middle is definitely a little abnormal, which is cool to see the, you know, unique aspect. And you have the Spirit of Australia there in the middle, of course, Qantas being the flag carrier of Australia. You also have Jetstar, which is a large carrier. You also have Virgin Australia, which is another very big airline there, and then a couple of other smaller ones. But yeah, for the most part, one of the biggest ones for sure is the airline of Jetstar and Virgin Australia. But yeah, as you continue to move forward here, you can just see how good the indentations are on the speed brakes, for example, there, and then the ailerons are also very well detailed. So very good job there. And yeah, the rest of the passenger windows, you got some first class up there, a little bit of economy plus, and then you just bounce right into economy. These hold like 175. So yeah, and then you have the Australia flag, and then you got Victor Hotel, Victor Zulu, India. I do not believe Qantas has in-flight entertainment on their narrow bodies. I could be wrong. I believe it is mainly, you know, I'm not saying Qantas is American by any means. I think Qantas is probably a better airline than American, but they kind of remind me of each other, to be just completely honest. Now, once again, that may not be a fair assessment, and I also have only flown Qantas wide bodies, so yeah, I don't know if that's completely a fair analysis, but just in a perspective after all, right? Anyway, you got the back antenna, it's a little stubby, and then you got the bottom one below the tail there, and that one obviously is a stub right off. And I'll be interested to see if they ever add that onto 1-400 aircraft for Gemini jets on that bag stub. It would be very small, but they're only getting better with making models, I would assume, so just giving some thoughts. Here is the roux back here. Let's see if we can get a more front roux. There we go, that's much better. And when they did do this revision, they added on that gray line, which I think was very helpful and, you know, really added some aspects to the aircraft. So there it is. Looks very nice. Got the APU and the horizontal stabilizer detail, and these should be plastic, I believe. No, these are actually metal. It's the 1-400s that are not quite there, but you got the kangaroo on the winglet, and then on this side, just the regular winglet. So pretty similar to American. It's pretty much matching. I'm just kidding. But look, there are some similarities. I just can't help but realize that, oh, it kind of looks like American. Here's a good light shot before we lose it all completely. Let's take a look at the right side. On this side, very similar, but you do have the baggage door. You can see them there, one in the front and one below the VH next to that gray line, so that's nice. Apologize about the mess back there. There's only so much I can do in a day. Top of the aircraft looks very nice, and then the bottom, once again, the gear up, which we do have them in there, so that's nice. You get the Qantas Billboard titles as well, so all that came together pretty nicely and looks really nice. And there also is, this is the first time I've noticed this, so oh well. But there is a missing antenna down there, and it looks like it was worked on at some point. You can see a little better there. There you go. So, not sure exactly what happened there, but that could be a contributing factor to some of what's going on here. But anyway, this is still a good aircraft. I'm glad to have it. It did not come with the stand, so I had to come up with the stand. But this is what you do on eBay. You get some pretty good deals. I was really frustrated when I found out about $20 shipping. That part I was really ticked off about. It said like maybe 8 or so, but when it was 20, it was just like, man, you know, so just be mindful of eBay. Sometimes you got to be very decisive. In this case, I didn't pay quite enough attention because I did really good. I got the Hawaiian 717 a couple days before it, and that was just a great deal. And I was just like, oh, great deal on Qantas. I'm just going to go buy it. Just be very attentive and have reasonable expectations, and it usually goes pretty well. In this case, I'm not too picky. It happens to the best of us, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is the Qantas Boeing 737-800 and 1-200 scale. So I really hope all of you enjoyed this. Thank you all so much for watching. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe. Just a process. Do you love and love you do. My name is CM Aviation. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon as CM Aviation is signing off.